Hey guys, welcome to the Bluegrass Women's Jiu-Jitsu Club podcast. I'm Gina Elliott.
I'm Danny Harris.
Wrong way.
Me?
Yeah, I pointed that way,
Oh.
but my camera's flipped. I'm like, oh, that way. New laptop. We were just talking about that. We've not been on in a bit because I haven't had access.
You've been in the dark ages.
I have. I'm trying to turn this microphone up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. But anyways, I've also been I was sitting here watching TV. I've been sucked back into watching Twilight.
Oh, I saw Natalie hadn't seen them.
No. She came over on the weekend and I was like, we were trying to talk about what movies to watch. And I was like, ooh, you've never seen Twilight? So we watched the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And
What'd she think?
She said she would have rather watched Spider-Man. I'm like, I'm just trying to help you out, kid. But we watched the first one, and then it's on my Amazon Prime because Amazon Prime has like everything. And so then I got caught up in watching like the other ones. So it's been a mess. I'm on the fifth one. I think that's the last one. I'm not sure.
I'm going to train today again on another little spree. I'm going to go down to Nashville and take a class that Bwjjc is teaching.
I thought that was next weekend.
I think he's teaching somewhere else in Nashville next weekend, but tonight he's going to be at Clay Mayfield's gym.
Maybe I did see that. Okay.
Teaching Nogi, so I'm going to go down there.
Gotcha.
I'm going to the Zapatero tomorrow, so my flight leaves out of Nashville tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to train there tonight and catch my flight for Zapatero.
Gotcha. So I saw that the Zapatero was coming up. I couldn't remember the date. And then I also saw that Nice Guys, where Bobby Emmons trains out of, was put on a list by Bwjjc Heroes for 5 small gyms that you might not have heard about that are really making a difference in Nogi Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, I was very impressed by like the little write-up that they did. That was super cool.
I guess it doesn't surprise me that they're on there because they do have a lot of talent that's come out of there with Bobby and Joe, and then of course Nikki. But they're all really tough people. So I thought that was cool. They did mention that it was in Kentucky for a bit until they had to move to Indiana. But it's I think it's pretty neat that like out of all the lists that was made, 2 of those 5 were right here in this area. Because I don't think that this area really gets a lot of credit for
high level. Who was the other one?
Pedigo.
Oh yeah.
I mean in this Midwest area.
Oh okay. I was like, that's not that close, but it's not that far actually.
No, I don't think it's
It's like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that's not bad. Like it's much closer than like California or.
Yeah.
Hey, now I can hear better. Do you hear that ding?
No.
Okay, good. But anyways, I mean, in the Midwest area, I thought that was pretty neat. That like you have 2 gyms, like which are really close. And Pedigo obviously has like one of the Kentucky products, Jacob Couch, who's making names, who is listed on there. Nice Guys, having people that are from Kentucky, like making that list, and people from Kentucky who are making a name for themselves in jiu-jitsu. Like, I think that's a really big deal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
We have I'm really excited, honestly, for this tournament that I'm hosting on the 15th, because I think the Kentucky girls are gonna do really well. I mean, there's in the bracket, so they're finalized now. We actually have everybody in that's gonna be in. Everybody's like paid. And we've got posters we're going to start rolling out. So that'll be exciting when we start posting those. But there's girls from literally everywhere in the Southeast. And I really think the Kentucky girls are going to do really well. I'm really excited for.
I saw Alex was on there, Alejandra Bentacore, and, trained with her quite a bit.
Yeah.
She's
Gina's
really talented.
In that bracket too.
Yeah, so I was going to mention next. Gina I've been training with pretty consistently lately. I I really enjoy rolling with her because she's about my size, about my height. She has good top pressure. If you ever work with her, she has really good top pressure. If she gets on top, it's really difficult to get away from her.
Yeah.
So I really like working with her because, you know, with the girls that I work with, a lot of times I don't really get put on my back and held down too much. So she gives me something really to work with. Mm-hmm. So it's really nice to get a chance to work with somebody who's challenging like that. But I look forward to seeing how she's doing. And then there's somebody else that's in it. I can't remember who.
There's a girl from 10th Planet Decatur who is in that same weight bracket.
Nikea?
Yeah, she's really good too.
Yeah.
And so these matches are going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, I love 10th Planet and the 10th Planet system. Sometimes it's, you know, it's like, oh, you got like that 10th Planet thing going and you want to cheerlead for them. But then like we also have our Kentucky thing going. Like I train with, like, I train with Gina some and I really like her as a person. So it's,
I love her.
So it makes it kind of tough. Like even her last fight when she fought the girl from 10th Planet Jacksonville.
That was a good ass fight.
It was. And, you know, I don't know that girl that she fought. I've never met her. Matter of fact, I had never even heard of that girl until Gina fought her. But then it was like, oh, Gina's fighting a 10th Planet girl. Damn. You know, like,
yeah,
it makes it really tough because, like, I know Gina. I train with her. Like, you know, when you're participating a little bit in somebody's camp, like you have a little bit of you invested in their fight too, which we didn't train with her during that fight camp. But I mean, she only trained, I think, 3 weeks for it because she came down and she said, Invicta called me about a fight. I said, oh, that's cool. Did they ask you about anybody yet? And she was like, no, not yet. But they just asked me if I was ready. And we talked about her weight. And then I didn't hear anything else from her. And then I saw the announcement and I was like, oh, man. But then, you know, she understood too. Like, she never said anything about coming to train with us and we never offered because that would just be weird.
Yeah.
But, you know, like as much as I hate to see somebody from 10th Planet lose, I was happy for Gina because, you know, like I said, she's a really good person.
Yeah, she works so hard.
She does.
She's a great person. But I'm really excited to see how this bracket kind of plays out because, I mean, I obviously don't have – I like a lot of these girls that are in there, and there's a lot of tough girls. So I think there's going to be some really good matches. Like,
how are you going to bracket it?
Well, I need to sit down and put it together. I can either do it random or I don't know. I was thinking about kind of making seeds, I guess, but not really. Kind of just trying to match people.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd rank that.
I don't know how I would do it. So I don't know. I'm thinking about just doing one of the things that randomizes people and you just get what you get.
Man, sometimes like I either go like by weight, smallest to biggest, but everybody should be a certain way, or like alphabetical order so that there's no inclination whatsoever that like it was random.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it's honestly,
not that you would do that, but the problem is sometimes like when people lose, they make excuses. Like it's much easier to blame somebody else than the fact that person was better than me.
Yeah.
But that might be a tough one.
Roll out the rules and like all the fine print on Sunday. Like have a big post that like explains the ADCC rules that we're doing because all the stuff says like the tournament's a submission series. So people are like, is it sub only? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I guess
for the first half
that way. So it's like the first. So I'm just going to have to go over the rules and post them in there because everybody's been messaging me a bunch about it. So I'm going to post that. And it's also going to be happening in a cage. So go over, like, you can use the cage, but obviously no fingers in the cage, no, like, grabbing the cage. Same as an MMA fight. You can use the recoil, but...
So something that was mentioned is, like, Kentucky went mandatory mask. Knoxville is under the mandatory mask. Is there exemptions there for that, or?
So you can remove your mask if you're doing like I think it's like cardiovascular, like exercise or whatever. So there's
Mm-hmm.
like a loophole to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to wear a mask in the building, like when you're walking around and like sitting, like all the guests. Everyone has to get like a ticket ahead of time. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna really have to start ramping up my post about people buying seats if they want them, because there
Mm-hmm.
is a capacity. Like we can't have more than a certain amount of people in there.
Mm-hmm.
So and people are driving from to Knoxville, and none of the people actually in the tournament live there.
Right.
So if you're
That's
bringing your
weird.
family or your friends, well, I think there's one girl who lives there, but she's not even from there. She's actually from Indiana. She just moved there for school.
Mm.
So there's nobody actually from Knoxville in the tournament. So everybody's gonna, I guess, bring family and friends. Not come alone, but they have to have a ticket in advance, because like we have to follow the rules and keep that.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's
so
something that
hopefully everybody takes it serious and buys because all we did was post like a little event thing, and you pay for a $10 ticket. That way we just know that everybody
yeah,
makes it fair.
you'll have to make sure that the competitors know that there's no ticket sales.
Yeah, at the door there will be none.
They'll have to, like, when they post their picture, they'll have to let people know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go over to and let everybody know. But I'm getting really excited. It's less than a month away. Tomorrow I'm going down to see Zapatero, kind of see how that works. Kind of pick Josh's brain just a little bit about. I guess I'm gonna kind of talk to him about the brackets too. I don't know. He runs a pretty good thing down there, so hopefully it can learn some things.
We have a kid, Colin Daniel, and he got to be on a Zapatero.
Yeah.
And he just felt like that after that he had made it to the big show, and that was I'm famous in jiu-jitsu. So he does run a good show. So like one of our kids thought he just made it to that upper echelon when he got on his show. So.
That's funny. But there should be some good matches tomorrow, so I'm excited to watch some good jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah, we in Kentucky, like, because people I think are a little bit confused about the mask rule here. So we've talked about that quite a bit. Like for Kentucky, the youth sports and athletic activities, and it doesn't differentiate between adult or youth. Other than, I mean, for me, when it says youth sport and athletic activity, like that's not really saying that adults can't participate. It doesn't really differentiate, like if it's an adult or a youth. So we were allowed on July 1st to go like contact. And then this mask rule, everybody, it's like they said, oh, everybody has to wear it when they're indoors no matter what. But for youth sport and athletic activity, actually, you're exempt when you're engaging in like youth sport and athletic activity during practice, competition, and scrimmage. So like, I don't know if some people are kind of confused about what that rule means. But that's kind of the rule here in Kentucky too. That you kind of get a loophole, or if you're in a fitness facility, like you don't have to wear a mask, like as long as you can stay 6 feet apart, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's how Knoxville is too. I can't be sure, but the way that Shamir explained it to me, I don't live in Tennessee. The way she explained it to me,
not yet, right?
Not yet. Well, I've made progress. I told you I was getting an RV.
Oh, see, I was still stuck on when you said you were moving to Knoxville.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna move there, but in my RV.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm not really gonna live anywhere, I guess. And I'm gonna live in my RV.
Did you get your RV already?
I went and looked at it Monday. I'm gonna have to go up there with a friend that's a mechanic, because I want to check on some things before. I like the inside, and like some of it will have to be redone, but it makes a sound when you start it, and I don't know what it's supposed to sound like. Like I'm not good with cars or anything, so before I spend $11,000, I need to make sure it's gonna work. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that. I think I might keep my apartment up here though.
Oh.
And have the RV in the apartment, because my apartment is not expensive in Covington, and I feel like I don't want to lose it. You've seen my place; it's really small, but it's just like inexpensive, like an efficiency kind of deal.
Right.
So it'd be nice to kind of keep around. That way, if for some reason, I want to be stationary for a while, I can have it.
Gotcha. There have been quite a few tournaments going on in Tennessee. Nothing really in Kentucky yet because it just feels really awkward in Kentucky right now, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. So, like in Tennessee, Chris went down to Jason Matherly's place. What's it called?
Yeah, I was with them.
What's it called? Is it Gart? No, that's not Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot grappling. And you went down. You won 2 matches. My son went and he won his match.
Me and Chris got an armbar at the same time, right next to each other.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We got the exact same submission right next to each other.
What's so funny is like when we go to tournaments, you just never know if he's going to get anybody close to like his age, weight, size, whatever. But I've been pretty liberal with letting him compete like open. But for that tournament, like it was his first time back. And, they said, well, what do you think about him competing in the 170 and under blue belt? But right when he got his blue belt, he did a blue belt tournament that was basically an absolute. And it was really hard on him.
Yeah.
So I was like, his first one back, I'd rather him have a better experience, even if he were to not win it. But anyways, like they matched him up with a kid who was like exactly 16, exactly his weight, and a blue belt. I think that kid got his blue belt like the month before Chris got his. So like, I think that kid had been like the 2018 or 19. I think he was like a PANS champ or something.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
I think, but because when you looked up his name, like it came up, and I was just like, oh wow. But Chris had a really good match with him, and it was really good for him to get back out there. But that happened in Tennessee, and then I think Adam went to finishers. But now there's another tournament in Tennessee next weekend that we're going to go to. So I'm pretty pumped about it. Good Fight.
Okay. Next weekend, I'm going to Alabama for a tournament.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to do the Naga that's in Foley, Alabama.
Oh, wow.
So I'm probably going to train at 10th Planet Gulf Shores while I'm there too. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to Sean Hammond's people that I actually met training at Clay Mayfield's gym. There's a girl named Cammie, and I met her training there, and she's like, "This isn't my gym. I'm Sean Hammond." I was like, "What?" So I was like, "So am I." And she's like, "We should go to some tournaments together." So we're gonna go to a tournament together.
Nice. Now we're gonna go to the one in Tennessee, and then I'm not really sure. Like we still had our in-house that we were scheduling, but I don't really know what to do because like I wanted to have like a training session for the Bluegrass Women's Jiu-Jitsu Club, and I was like, well, I could ask Julia. But then, like, I never really heard back from her.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were kind of iffy about it. And then I talked to Michelle, and I don't think that they're ready to do it at Core. And I thought, well, I could have it at my gym. There's an organization called Natalie's Sisters in Lexington where they help women who are trafficked kind of get back on their feet, rehabs and stuff like that. And I thought, maybe I can just have it at my gym. And then, I don't care to teach just to kind of see like who's ready, but I don't get a lot of like people just aren't really giving good feedback. So it's hard to say if it's a good idea or not,
Yeah, it's difficult. We still have people at my gym that aren't training.
Yeah, we do too.
And so, I mean, the training's been okay, like at my gym, but we're missing some people that I usually like to train with, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing some people too who just haven't come back yet. I just I don't know. Like we're kind of like living on this edge where some people feel like we're getting ready to get shut down again next week, but then like in Kentucky, our attorney general is like fighting it in court that says our governor can't have any kind of like authority now, and like he's winning.
Yeah, shit's wild. Like they're crazy. There's a lot going on in Kentucky right now.
Yeah, and like there's this stuff about like all these
Louisville.
A lot
going on in my home of Louisville too.
Yeah, like Scott talked.
The attorney general's doing that, and then like people are protesting on his front yard, and like I mean, shit is just wild.
Well, like Scott and I talked about that because I said, like, because we're talking about places that we might go or see. And I'm like, the thing is like, I don't want to go to Louisville right now because, that video of that protester getting ran over by the car, like that was in fucking Louisville. And,
I mean,
like,
it's not like that. Like I've been home. I went home a couple of times, and like there's protesters in certain areas, but the city's like not literally on fire.
You
but
just
it's kind of sad
you
because
never know.
Some of my favorite restaurants, some of my favorite places to eat and shop and stuff aren't open anymore.
Yeah, like I would like to go up.
Sad.
I would like to go up to see Lori Ramos. And she's been talking about getting back into training, and like Madison Haycraft had offered for her to come to her women's class on that Monday. And I thought, you know what, that'd be really cool to go up to Derby City, train in Madison's class, go with Lori because she's kind of unsure about where to go and this, that, and the other. Like, just go up there and see her and maybe train with her somewhere. But at the same time, like I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know where. I don't know what's safe in Louisville.
Yeah, it's wild. We're always open too up here to host a women's event. We're full swing at the gym.
Yeah. So. I mean, so there are all these like suggested guidelines, but I don't think a lot of people are following. I know that like the regular gyms aren't following like the temperature takes or anything like that. But we are like, I'm not like anti-mask, even though like, I made a post about it and then some crazy girl from my town here like went nuts.
You got a lot of those.
But like I'm not like anti-mask, but I'm also not like the mask is the cure. So, but we are asking people to wear the mask inside, even though like technically we don't have to. Yeah. Let me take your temperature, and if your temperature's okay, then take the mask off and come in and train. And then because we're worried about like people there, we have so much traffic that drives by our gym. Like I asked people to wear it out because I don't want like a Kentucky Karen, like seeing somebody without a mask outside our gym and calling in and reporting us.
And reporting you.
Even though it's not necessary according to the laws, I don't even want to deal with like the local health department showing up and just acting like it is.
But you know what's wild? So in Louisville, I noticed that the mask rule is enforced everywhere. But like I was driving from Louisville to up here at home in Covington, and along the way when I stopped, all the smaller towns, they don't give a shit. Like nobody's enforcing anything.
Because that's how small town people be.
Really loud.
No. It's like Emily Prince just commented that their local stores aren't enforcing it, and she's coming from a small town too. Like, I mean, I guess per capita we don't have as many people, and so it's I don't know if it just doesn't affect as many people, or I don't know if it's just I mean, I think our highest count in Madison County has been like 16 people in a day to test positive after a weekend.
Oh, wow. That's not a lot at all.
No. And we're still, a lot of, especially Southeast Kentucky, is extremely conservative Republican. Like, matter of fact, if Matt Bevin hadn't been such a douchewad, like, just based on the fact, like, he was a Republican, he would have won the election, I think. Because, like, that's part of the reason that Donald Trump comes to Southeast Kentucky is because he has a huge support. Like, I know that there's, like, a lot of people who are loud about how they don't support him, but he has, like, a huge support down in Southeast Kentucky. Yeah. So I think the further southeast you get down this way, like, the more people are kind of like, Andy Beshear only does this because he's a Democrat. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like, fuck you, you won't tell me what to do kind of attitude, which is right. Which is kind of the area anyways.
That whole area troubles me. when it comes to politics. So I don't get it.
It's
different.
Yeah, and we try to tell people all the time, like, this area is so different. Like, people don't get it. They're like, no, Southeast Kentucky's different. And they're like, oh, everybody says that about where they're from. I'm like,
no.
Like,
I've never. Somebody did a documentary about it, and I still just like can't stop thinking about it. When they had all these Trump supporters in like Eastern Kentucky, like Hazard and stuff, and they're like supporting Trump, but like they're all like on government assistance. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, okay, none of this. It was like the highest percentage of people like per capita on government assistance, and then like the highest like amount of Trump supporters.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this hurts my brain. I don't know what's happening. I don't get it.
I mean, it's a very different area.
Yeah.
Like I posted a picture the other day about my son. Like I said, I bought like the bumper stickers for him. So because when he drives, he's a brand new driver. He just got his permit. When he gets behind the wheel and somebody starts acting like an asshat and like trying to ride his ass and stuff, when he's going the speed limit, he's not going less than the speed limit. He's just going the speed limit. And so people get real like dickwaddish about it. And so I bought these bumper stickers that said, new driver, please be patient. Because if I pulled up on something like that, I'd be like, oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and you know what? It worked though. Like he pulled out and like this blue truck like came zooming up on him, but then like they backed off and like gave him space. And so like I've watched people give him space, but like we got up behind this car, like this car zoomed up on us, like after we were going over a railroad track, and like then they rode our ass and like they kept trying to cut out. Mm-hmm. But it was like double yellow lanes, like in a school zone. And so finally they were like, fuck it. And that, of course that made him nervous. And he was like, oh my God. I'm like, just drive the limit. Don't worry about what this dummy's doing.
Yeah.
And of course he pulled up in front of me, and it's the picture I posted with all the stickers on it. And like one of them in particular was like the Confederate flag. And I'm like, oh, okay. But the thing is, down here, like, I guarantee on any given day, if I go out driving, I'll see at least one vehicle with either a flag flying or a bumper sticker or something of a Confederate flag. Like that's not, that's not an anomaly, like where was one day, like Scott and I were noticing it. We pulled into Walmart and the car we parked in front of had it on their front license plate. And then there was a truck, a big truck with a flag. You had the American flag and the Confederate flag, and like, it's just not. It's not like
regular life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're everywhere in Louisville too.
Yeah.
And up here. I mean, it's a Kentucky thing, I guess.
Well, like Linda talks about it because I said, it's just something I'm used to, I guess. I don't know. Because like some of these people, if you meet them, like they are like good Christian church going. And like they don't think of it as racist, and I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying like they've kind of grown up with this thing of like it's about our heritage, and I'm like, yeah, but like, the whole reason that like the South seceded and what they stood for was, but like I get what they're saying, but I don't really think they get what they're saying sometimes. And like Linda was talking about how like it's a different world here, like. I don't think that the people around here say, oh, it's a rebel flag, white supremacy. But when somebody comes from out of area, like that's exactly what you think. Because like Linda's from Connecticut. She said, first time she moved here, it was like 10 years ago, she saw a rebel flag. She was like, oh my God, I've seen my first actual KKK member. And I'm like, what's funny is like that same person is like, if you talk to them, they're probably just as appalled by the KKK as you are, because they don't really like sit down and think about it. Like, I don't know.
What the hell?
Yeah. Like
I've had this not argument, but I've had this conversation like until I'm blue in the face with so many people living here and growing up here, because
I mean, like Jessie Brown, who's a brown belt up at Four Seasons, like, that was kind of her response is like, how the fuck do they have like the American flag and the police flag and that racist flag? And I'm like, oh, they don't really see it as racist. And then, somebody that's not from here will be like, well, how don't they see it as racist? I'm like, it's really hard to explain unless you're from here. And I'm not saying it's right, because I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I understand why the people who have them don't think that they're racist, but they are. Like,
yeah.
Like, but they don't think they are, but they are. Like, it's.
Yeah. They're just wrong.
Yeah, but you can't convince them of that.
But you can't tell them that because they don't believe that they're wrong.
I mean, it's like
a never-ending circle too.
Yeah, like you can't talk, you can't reason it out. It's like I don't know if it's because I'm used to it. Like, even my dad, who's like down in Texas, like, I'll never forget, he was like, oh my God, my new merchandise came in today. I'm so excited. And he sent me a picture, and he got a new hat that said, what would Hitler do?
Oh my God.
And he was like, I just got my new hat in, and I just got my new something else, and it had like SS on it, and like his motorcycle has like the SS on it. And I'm just like, well, I know what Hitler would do. Like, he would kill your brown daughter. Like, but like,
oh my God, why did he do that?
I mean, he married a Mexican woman and had kids with her. Like, I don't know why he would do that. It's like people who say that, oh, I'm married to a brown person, I can't be racist. Well, like, my dad is proof otherwise. Like,
That's
I don't.
Insane.
I don't.
Like, why would you wear that?
Like, I don't get it. And what's so funny is, like, he thought it, like, he was so excited that he sent it to me. And, like, I could get offended and be like, I'm never talking to you again, you racist piece of shit. Like, but he's my dad, and he's like 70.
Does he wear it?
He's in the Banditos motorcycle gang down in Texas. Like, they're affiliated with the Outlaws, and
yeah,
he's part of an outlaw motorcycle gang. Like, of course he wears it. You remember the big You remember the big shootout at the bar down in Texas?
Gina, your life is just like.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that big shootout down in Texas with the motorcycle gangs that was like caught on camera. Like, that's part of his motorcycle club that he's in that does that.
I don't know what to say.
Well, here's what you can do for me, because he asked me a favor. He asked me if I would try to go to the is it Outlaws Motorcycle Clubhouse in Louisville and buy him a T-shirt to send to him.
I'm not going there.
I'm not either. I was like, I don't know if that's something I can manage.
Like, I don't know. That's scary.
I mean,
send Scott.
Huh?
Send Scott in.
He does have a motorcycle.
I feel like he would get it fit in a lot better than us.
I mean, like, I've met, because I did a lot of bartending, like, I've met a lot of motorcycle people and bikers and things like that. And what's funny, and what cracks me up is, like, oh, when I was younger, like, oh, yeah, I need me a good squall on the back of my motorcycle. I'm like, I'm not Indian, motherfucker. Like, but I don't know. Like, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon.
America's weird, man.
Yeah, like, it's strange, and it's a part of my own family. And, like I said, I can be mad at him for that, but at the same time, like, he's so fucking old, and I'm not going to change his mind.
I have a cousin that's so tacky. She got Donald Trump curtains in her living room.
What?
Yeah, like long curtains, like, and she has a nice house in Simpsonville, Kentucky, and she has Donald Trump curtains. She's like, don't you just love these? And I'm just like, I mean, aside from political opinions, why would you hang this in your living room? I don't know.
I mean, my mom loves him, and she's very open about it. Like, she's like that whole Latinos.
Your mom is something else too.
She's she's like Latinos for Trump, and like, she's always posting. She posted something one day. I was like, Mom, that was not Christian. Like, I don't even go to church, and I'm judging you for that post. Like, you gotta take that too. But
do you have a bird in your house?
My windows are open.
Oh, I was like, that sounds extremely loud. I was gonna think of some other jujitsu.
I know we got
things
off talking about weird shit,
but I can't remember what I was gonna say. Damn it.
Well, I mean, August is coming up really quickly. I didn't think it would come up so fast, and it's like what, 3 weeks away. So, we have the tournament next weekend. You're going to a Naga next weekend. I'm going to a Good Fight next weekend. Then after that, like August starts, which is usually when we would have Ajahn Chasir suit in for a Muay Thai seminar, but like he's not traveling like that.
He's probably not going to be alive for much longer.
No, he's not. He's not in good health.
He is very sickly looking these days.
Yeah, he's not in good health.
And it's really sad, but like he probably shouldn't be traveling during this time for sure.
No. We were talking about this the other day because I posted in a group. I'm like, we're kind of at this thing too. Is like, what are we supposed to do if like somebody's been training and they test positive? Like, are we supposed to shut our gym down for 2 weeks or just like notify people that it happened? Like, what would you want your gym to do?
Oh, wow. I guess you have to close for 14 days.
Yeah, like, because that's our thing is like if somebody tests positive and they tell us, like, is that what we're supposed to do? Or are we supposed to just like let people know and they make their own choice? Like, I don't know.
That's a hard one.
I mean, if you're listening, like, what do you think that you would do?
I kind of feel like you would have the responsible thing would be to close for 14 days.
Yeah. Is contact tracing still a thing?
I don't know, but I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I feel like if you can get it from like droplet and you're doing martial arts, then there's, even with the mats being cleaned, there's gonna be spit, sweat, whatever, everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a drop that you may have missed. Like it's not like, so I think it would be better to wait the 14 days. What did Emily say?
Hold on, I'll show it again. That's what I'm worried about when kids go back. Do parents have to quarantine and miss work if a kid in the class tests positive? Like if you're basically a third party, a kid in the class that sits across from your kid in the class tests positive, but your kid's not sick, do you have to quarantine? Like you're like third party affected.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man.
Like, I don't know. I don't know either.
I don't know.
And what's weird is like there's all this stuff like with Florida where like they were saying that like some of the labs were getting 100% positive results, but actually now that they've redone it, it's only like 9.8%. Like, I don't know.
Think the testing's not efficient and accurate, so it's hard to know like what's for real.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if somebody test positive and they sit out for 2 weeks and you don't feel sick, are you still going in for the next 2 weeks if your gym is open?
I don't feel like I would. I feel like just out of respect for others, I would not.
Yeah. Because like we would probably close because it's the responsible thing to do. But like if, let's hypothetically say Sonia tests positive. Okay, I can't be around her for 2 weeks. Linda's been training with her, Adam, Brandon, whoever. Like, I'm still going to meet with Linda and Brandon and them probably. Like, don't you think?
Since you all were exposed?
I mean, we all work together already.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, I don't know. It's a hard...
I'm not saying I would because I still always have my son, but still.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really difficult.
I don't know what the right answer is.
I think your husband had COVID.
I think you did too, son.
Like, I mean, honestly, like when you were describing him being sick and all that, he probably had it.
I know, and he's like 50, so
he survives.
He survived.
But everything you described about him being sick when we were on here before, I was like, maybe he really does have corona.
I'm telling you. We ain't getting no antibody test, though. Fuck that. I don't want to know. My son's sick. My son's sick today, not with a fever or anything. He had the meningitis booster shot.
Mm-hmm.
So he had one in each arm like 3 weeks ago.
That's good. Get that shit.
I had 2 brothers die from meningitis, so like I'm a little uptight about it.
Yeah.
He got one in each arm like 3 weeks ago, and his arm was like sore for days, and he didn't feel his best. And then yesterday was like the like 3 weeks later, you have to get like the second one, and he's having kind of a reaction to it. Like he don't have a fever or anything, but he's like,
yeah, dude, fuck meningitis.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That like, I don't even want to think about it. Sometimes I'm just happy that I got to the hospital when I got it last March.
Yeah. I mean, I had a brother die from the viral meningitis, and I had another brother get bacterial meningitis, and it put him in a vegetative state. And
well, that's what the fear was.
Yeah.
When I got to the hospital, like, I didn't know. Well, I didn't suspect meningitis whenever I got sick. Literally, I was just like, my head hurts so bad, I can't do anything. I can't look at light. And I couldn't put my head down. Like, I couldn't move my neck at all. And so, you know, eventually I called my friend. And I'm like, something's wrong with me. I think I'm going to pass out. Like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't even think I can get to the doctor. And she's like, what? And I was explaining my symptoms. She's like, go to the hospital now. And so when I get to the hospital, I said like 2 things. I can't reach my head to my chest. I can't put my head down. And they were like, they pulled me around the thing so fast and like immediately hooked me up to like IV antibiotics and got everything going like super fast. Yeah. They're like, if you would have laid down and went to sleep at home, you probably would have woke up.
Yeah.
I'm
like, my mom was always a panicker about that.
Yeah, they say kids, it's really important when kids are sick to always try to make them look down and like see if they can do it, especially when they can't talk like a toddler or something, like just to make sure that that's not what it is, because the other symptoms are hard to describe, and so a kid can't really verbalize.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what my mom always did. If I would say I didn't feel good, she'd be like, see if you can touch your neck or your chin to your neck, or chin to your chest.
Yeah.
Not that that's funny.
No, now I'm like super paranoid. Anytime anyone's sick, I'm like, hey, look down.
Yeah.
So you can do it. You're gonna be all right.
Wild. But other than that, I got my women's only class tonight at 5. That's going good. And then we got wrestling.
Who teaches wrestling?
Usually Scott. It's like wrestling for MMA, though. It's not that. But it's good.
Okay. That's cool. I'm excited to see what Bobby Emmons is going to teach tonight.
Yeah, I did a seminar once where Joe Bass taught in Georgetown. And it was pretty good. Leg lock heavy, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of thing Bobby's going to be doing tonight, but he's competing tomorrow in that bracket. And it's an absolute. He's so small.
Yeah, I saw that Brittany, who's got Grappling Hearts, is actually going to have Elizabeth Clay on her podcast, too.
I'm super excited about that. I love Elizabeth Clay. I'm a huge, I fangirl over her. She's really good.
She is. She's young.
She's fun to watch. She's young. She's fun to watch. And, she goes for shit. It's, constantly attacking, constantly, looking for submissions. She's, on a hunt the whole time. She's really fun to watch.
She's a monster too. I know she's trimmed down for some competitions and stuff, but I've seen her in person, the ADCC trials, and she was fucking huge. I was
dude, she's gonna tear up ADCC this year or next year.
She's huge.
Is it this year in the fall, or is that the trials?
Trials, I think.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do amazing. She's gonna do great.
For sure. But,
when I went to Nogi Worlds last year, I watched her sub her way through the brown belt bracket. Literally 8 submissions in a row. And it was just sub after sub after sub. One girl, she put her to sleep. And the girl was still laying on the mat. and they're like asking Elizabeth if she's ready for the next match. And she's
That's
like, yeah.
funny.
And I'm like, this girl's still asleep. Like, wait, somebody get her. Like,
That's funny.
Know. She's really good. I'm excited to listen to their podcast and stuff.
She is. But anyways, I guess that's really all I got. There isn't a lot going on.
Yeah, I don't have much either. I wish I had more jiu-jitsu or fight news, but
I mean, I don't even know if like we have Naga and like some places that are starting to open up here and there, but I don't think any IBJJF tournaments are running at all.
I think they're going to be done for the rest of the year, honestly. Yeah. Because they do it in such big cities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't see California being cool with it. I don't see, and there's so many people come from out the country. Like, they're all Brazilian that run it. So, like, I don't know. I don't see that happening for the rest of 2020.
Flights are really expensive right now, too, because they don't have anybody hardly flying. And so they've got to, like, kind of make up the price.
Really? I've gotten really cheap flights.
So, like, I look at them, and sometimes they're, like, about double what they would normally be.
Because I got to Oregon and back pretty cheap. And then I got my flight to Florida tomorrow. I'm only paying, like, I paid $65 to go to Florida and back. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What company are you going through?
I don't know who it was through. I bought it on Expedia.
Ah, gotcha. That makes sense.
But it was a pretty good deal. If it's last minute, they're doing pretty good deals. But booking it in advance, they're expensive. So I think they're trying to fill what they have. Like, I bought my ticket only a couple days ago because I was going to drive down there. And I was like, Bobby told me he got a good deal on a.
Hello?
Am I back?
Hold on. You cut off at Bobby said he got a good deal.
Bobby said he wrote me and said he had a good deal. And I was like, well, I guess it's worth looking, you know. And so I looked, and out of Nashville, it was like $65, and I was like, can't beat that. Like,
no,
I'm not going to drive if I can just fly.
Right.
But I'm just going Saturday and coming right back Sunday night.
Nice. It'll be Natalie's return to competition on Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, she's pretty
pumped. Excited?
Yeah, she's very excited.
Is she with you right now?
No. She's been at home helping out her granny and stuff. But she's been training Monday through Thursday. And then she came over last weekend. I don't know if she's coming this weekend or not, but she's been doing better.
Cool.
She kind of got on that hood rat life a little bit for a while, but she's back in the saddle.
Chris was talking about her at that tournament, and he was talking about her buying those heels and walking with them through Walmart.
Well, I'm a bad influence on her because, like, if she wants to wear short shorts and a sports bra, I don't give a fuck. She's fucking 9 years old. Like, and if somebody looks at her, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
grown women should be able to walk around in shorts and a sports bra. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. And so it's hot. It's 90 degrees outside. If she wants to walk around in a sports bra and shorts, and then she sees some fucking rhinestone heels at Goodwill and wants them, like, wear them, girl. I don't care. Like, have an imagination.
Yeah.
But, like, she couldn't walk in them. And then
Chris was saying is how she was walking in them.
So, I mean, this is not the house of no imagination. I let him do stuff like that when he was little. He would dress up like Batman and Bumblebee like year round, and my mom would take him to church with her like that. So
that's funny. That's good.
Do you and be you, like whatever. But yeah, she's doing good. I've been dyeing the tips of her hair like hot pink, so she's good. She's ready.
Living her best life always.
Living your best. You got to. But all right then. I guess we'll go, and then we'll try to do this again in a few days now that I got a new computer.
Yes. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. You can find me on Instagram, Danny M California, or on the Bluegrass Women's Jiu-Jitsu Club page.
Gotcha. And then you guys let me know what you think about having a Bluegrass Women's Jiu-Jitsu Club meet, like maybe the first week of August or something. Or maybe the last week of August. I'd like to get together and cross-train with people. If you guys feel comfortable with it, let me know what you'd like to do. You can find me on all social media at GinaE10P. Thanks for listening. Bye. Always takes me